Have you ever wondered why some of the nicest people are often the least respected? They help everyone. They avoid arguments. They apologize, even when they did nothing wrong. They say yes when they really want to say no. At first, this sounds like kindness, but over time, something unexpected begins to happen. People start interrupting them, ignoring their opinions, taking advantage of their generosity, and sometimes they stop appreciating them altogether. The strange part is, it isn't because kindness is a weakness. In fact, kindness is one of the most respected qualities a person can have. So, why do some nice people lose respect, while others become deeply admired? The answer lies in one important difference. There's a difference between being kind and being unable to set boundaries. Your brain constantly watches how people value themselves, and without realizing it, other people do the same. Psychologists call this social signaling. Every decision you make sends a message. When you constantly put everyone else's needs before your own, your actions quietly communicate something. My needs don't matter, and people often respond to the message, not your intentions. Imagine a coworker who always agrees to stay late, always covers other people's shifts, never complains, never says no. At first, everyone appreciates them, but after a while, it no longer feels like a favor. It becomes an expectation. The moment they finally refuse, people act surprised or even disappointed, not because they're selfish, but because everyone became used to unlimited access. The human brain adapts surprisingly fast. What feels generous once can become normal tomorrow. This is known as adaptation. The more something is always available, the less valuable it begins to feel. Think about your favorite song. The first time you hear it, it's exciting. Play it 100 times, and eventually, the excitement fades. People often respond the same way to constant availability. Another reason respect disappears is predictability. If people already know, you'll always agree, always forgive, always sacrifice. They stop seeing your kindness as a choice. It becomes your default setting, and choices carry more value than obligations. This doesn't mean you should become rude or selfish or cold. Real kindness comes from freedom, not pressure. When you choose to help, instead of feeling forced to help, people recognize the difference. There's another psychological principle at work. It's called reciprocity. Healthy relationships naturally create balance. One person gives, the other gives back. Respect grows because both people contribute. But when one person keeps giving without receiving anything in return, the balance slowly disappears. Over time, people unconsciously begin expecting more while appreciating less. Not because they're bad people, but because human beings quickly adjust to new patterns. Boundaries interrupt those patterns. They remind people that your time, your energy, and your attention have value. Saying no isn't the opposite of kindness. Sometimes it's what protects kindness from becoming exhaustion. Confident people understand this. They can be generous while still protecting their limits. They listen carefully. They care deeply, but they also know that constantly sacrificing themselves doesn't create healthier relationships. It creates imbalance. Ironically, people often respect those boundaries because boundaries communicate something powerful. I value myself, and people tend to trust those who clearly value themselves. Respect isn't built by pleasing everyone. It's built through consistency, honesty, confidence, and self-respect. The people who earn the most respect aren't always the loudest or the toughest. They're the people whose kindness comes from strength, not fear of disappointing others. So if you've ever worried that saying no makes you a bad person, remember this. Healthy boundaries don't push good people away. They reveal who truly respects you, because the goal isn't to become less kind. It's to become kind without abandoning yourself. So let me ask you, have you ever said yes when you really wanted to say no? Share your experience in the comments below. And if you enjoy learning about psychology, human behavior, and the hidden patterns behind the human mind, make sure to subscribe. Because the more you understand people, the better you understand yourself.